This is a team in Brazil that came in late, missed the fall split, almost made it to the championships and into that third place spot with only 2 splits of points on the board from the RLCS season. This is a team that has been beating the top teams. They've taken down Kaio, Car, Tander. They've taken out True Neutral before. 2/3 of this Argentinian team, Argentina.
I got it again.
I'm gonna go through all of them off the bat and hope that I hit one of them correctly because I'm never good at this. But this is a team that, you know, they've had the better of them a time or two. And it's really close. Statistically so far through this tournament, through the group stage, they are neck and neck. They are tied on the boards on who moves on. They are tied almost point for point, tit for tat, all the way down the scorecard.
The man who definitely, well, it's not this man that I was going to talk about, but Jan is going to put Brazil 1-0 up on the board, but we have to highlight AJG. Head and shoulders above the rest when it came to yesterday. Of course, he only played 2 series. One of them was a 3-0 sweep against Uruguay, but 2.33 goals per game, 14 total put away. That is not to be snuffed at, but Brazil evidently don't care, and a great stat to come out from Brazil here, from this Rebel squad. Astro, the player to get demoed the most times in 2 series. He was demoed 14 times, in particular in that US match. They dismantled them not through their mechanics, but through their demo plays. And so Argentina have seen almost like a case study of how to beat this team. But right now, they're still losing 1-0 in game number 1.
You know, we talk about AJG and him popping off, and you go and you look at Brazil, and they're right behind them. Brazil gonna score again, 2 for Jan. If you go and look at the leaderboard yesterday, counting both groups, statistically, you know, I just threw them all together, said, hey, Octane, I don't care about the group. Give me some data. Give me some points. 5th, 7th, and 9th. So when you put those together, that averages out pretty well. That's a well-balanced team, and that's really what this Rebel squad is in the South America region. They're a well-balanced squad. So this is a team that I expect to strike. This is a series here. This is the one really in both groups. This is the closest matchup between 2 teams that we are going to get. I see you.
Everyone was looking at the ball. AJG, I'm looking at it, great pass, but Shad doesn't choose to commit. None of the Brazil players managed to get there, and Zaro, top pocket, able to pull one back for Argentina.
Nobody can see what's going on here, but I can't even look at the game because I'm busy over here. I would have missed too because ARG's over here freaking out.
My arms were flailing
about, trying to figure out who was going to go up for that ball. And, you know, maybe that's what it was. Everybody was just distracted by the flailing that you were doing.
You know, like those like mascots where you pump them up with like helium or something, and it's like they fly around.
What do they call those things? It's actually a the fan on it. Yeah, the.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we all know what you're talking about. I don't have the word to help you here. I really wish that I did have the answer. I can't think of it right now, and I'm sure that, you know, F-Dot and everybody else upstairs probably knows exactly what that is.
Snipes.
Madison snipes that one right off the hood of one of the players from Argentina. Brazil gonna strike the 3rd time here. 3-1, 4 goals on the board so far in total, and we're just now hitting the halfway point of game number 1. This is South American Rocket League.
Oh, I love it. And to be fair, these 2 teams so well matched, right? You'd say maybe statistically Argentina with the better players in AJG and Shad. Of course, a great duo on True Neutral. But this Brazilian squad, Rebel, they are all working together. In Season 11, I think we really do get the answer. Are they the top Brazilian team? Period. Of course, we're going to have to wait a little while for that, but they're certainly putting on a convincing show here. 2 minutes and change left then, as Brazil still hold this 3-1 lead. Shad over to the side, going to hit that second touch. There's Saro stepping in, and a miss. Not to be worried, though. It's Snipes on the case. Astro into the midfield, straight to Shad, going to return to sender. He's going to move out here, AJG. Shad's going to go on his own, but with 2 in defense, there's not much to worry about for Brazil.
A little bit of back and forth here as we go through about 40 seconds, 50 seconds here of nothing. The slowest moment we've had this yet, and it is right in front of the line, off the post and in. A little bit of a battle. I'm wondering how long it could sit there. Eventually it does get finished off, and not exactly cleanly. Yeah, you had to sneak it in off the post still. Zara, you had a little bit more open space there over on the left. You had me worried for a second there. That one would have gone posting out. I may have been flailing the way you were.
Yes.
And the gods here are flailing above us with the thunder and lightning.
Thunderous applause, I'd imagine, if the Rocket League gods have been watching. Certainly sounds like they are. You'll just have to take our word for it. Astro to take this away from Shad. And trying to get into the midfield as well. Lovely flick in field. Who's going to pick this up? It snipes towards Zed. It's off the crossbar. It snipes again. It's not the touch he was looking for. Yan back into the middle here. And then not going to punish. Astro able to stop it before it gets dangerous for Argentina. But Brazil with a chance to extend their lead. Here's another, and it's going to be taken. The hat-trick for Yan.
Yan just going to bring it down on his own. Up for one, off the ceiling, tracks it all the way through, backboard, down and in. Nice little triple tap.
And I love how even right near the top of the box, he slows it down, then picks up that pace and finds that double tap read. Lovely work from Yan. And here he is again. AJG able to get a piece of this, but his snipes. And there's Yan, and there's 5.
And is that 3 or is that 4 for him? I think that's actually
his
fourth.
But it is the 5th goal for Brazil.
Fifth goal for Brazil. 4th for Yan. Actually just going off right now, peaking, coming into the day on his team. He's actually the 3rd man overall statistically for them in, we'll go with octane rating.
Yes. If you push all the stats together.
Take all the stats together and we give you this neat, tidy little number. Unless you don't like decimal points, then it becomes a little more complicated. But, you know, coming in as that 9th overall, right now, he is probably number 1 on the day with the average statistics right now. He is just going off in this first game. This one just wide of the net, and it is going to be sent right back downfield. Up early is the man himself, Yan, looking for a touch. Astro in the middle, can't get it on target, but maintains possession. Has to get cut off there by AJG on the near post.
It has been a proper firefight of a game 1, and Astro just a little bit under that. Yan had the right idea. Where's the defense? Who needs the defense? Well, the question, I mean, honestly, the answer there is Argentina needs the defense. That was very close to another breakaway for Brazil. Convincing, I would say, and Yan with a standout performance.
Stands tall, 4 goals, 3 saves, 7 shots. 4 for 7, that's a number that I can't really do on a great, it's just under 66%?
It is a percentage.
It is a percentage under 66. It's over 50 though.
It is.
I can figure that out. Somewhere in between the two. That is a pretty high shooting percentage. Kind of going out there, and a lot of that coming off of solo shot effort, right? Not a, yes, it says that there's 4 assists there, but a lot of those came because somebody had touched the ball right on the edge of the timer that we have for assists. Yan kind of bringing them down, looking for double taps off the back wall, from the ceiling. A lot of mechanical ability there. We'll see if he can continue to do that, or if the guys over on Argentina will be able to find an answer for him.
If we, if the Twitch stream goes dark, we can only say that the weather is genuinely that crazy out there. It is, we cannot reference it enough. It is biblical outside, and hopefully we have a series to match those proportions inside DFH once again. Immediately on the attack, Brazil from the kickoff. And AJG being a little quiet thus far. Great demo from Snipes, allows Yan to just 1v1 Zaro, but Zaro does well to read this. AJG looking for Zaro again, finds him, the pop, here's Shad. Lovely move from Argentina that Shad spurns.
Just can't quite get a piece of it. They just feel a touch off at the moment. The team cohesion just doesn't seem to be there for Argentina at the moment. Shad this time going to try and take a shot right into the nose of Astro, who's going to be able to try and push it downfield. Yan now with control, looking for it off the backboard again. No, cut off by AJG. But again, great presence here from the Rebel squad in Brazil to be both side boost taken there. both waiting. Shot has to come to one side or the other based on the approach of the players, so they have great positioning awaiting that, and they're just doing these lockdown offense. They have a really solid rotation. Again, Astro's going to be in a good enough spot that he will be able to get back, make the touch, and challenge in the corner, and not have too much of a threat on net. They are playing still that South American aggressive style. They're pretty far pushed up, but they don't quite hit that no man's land.
Argentina definitely on the defensive, and I feel like AJG's got the right idea, trying to demo these offensive drives, whether it's one player, whether it's two. Right now you're clearing the ball into no man's land. AJG, and he's not going to get it past Astro. This backboard defense has been so impressive thus far for Brazil, and Astro just so happy to just keep this slow on the line. A 50 win for Shad. Snipes forced to go back, straight to Astro, and straight into the midfield again. There's AJG to receive, it's a weak shot, but there's Zaro, right idea, lovely cherry pick, just a little too wide, and that was another great demo from Shad on Snipes, but again they can't break through. Down the other end, it's Yan for 1-0.
Yan does the length of the field here once again, and it comes off of an attack from Argentina that, again, there's a demo on the back wall, but the overall timing of that second player coming in, he's approaching, hitting the ball at the same time, the coordination just feels off. It doesn't feel like that true neutral squad. And yes, there is a player that is not of the true neutral team that is on there, but from what we saw of Argentina through the closed qualifiers, it doesn't feel quite the same. Something's off right now.
That's the best way to put it, really, isn't it? And they're going to have to try and overcome this obstacle, whatever it might be. If it's ping differentials, sure. If it's just overall synergy, sure. But if you can count on anyone, you can count on AJG. Tie game on the stroke of half-time.
AJG coming through right as we're kind of talking about things feel off. AJG getting a goal on the board might just be enough wind in the sail to get him going. He's that man that they will be looking for. #1 overall statistically coming into the day for the group stages. Will he be able to pull off a #1 type performance here? Game 1 did go the way of Brazil, so AJG is going to have a little bit of ground to make up if he wants to do so.
He's in esteemed company when it comes to that octane rating coming into today. We'll touch upon that a little later on. Yan. And there's AJG backtracking. Oh, what a nuisance. Yan just completely stopped in his tracks. And Shad with the clearance. That's easy enough for Snipes to palm away to the side. There's AJG again in field. Zaro choosing to back out. Interesting choice. Safety the better part of Valor, but you've got to follow up. He does so. Midfield again. There's Snipes towards net. No, it's AJG again. Up towards the top of the box. It's AJG all on his own. Yan with the read makes the save. And time elapsing at a rapid rate here, Super, and I don't know about you, but this has got overtime vibes all over it.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to get there. Both teams slowing down their offenses just a little bit from what we saw in terms of attack speed in game #1. It is starting to kind of mellow out as they give neutral respect or earned respect to each other. They've faced off time and time again in the South America region, and they are trying to find their way through this game 2. And it does feel, as you said, like we may be looking at the first overtime of the series.
It's more than just money, of course. You're guaranteeing your spot in that playoff bracket. This is the decider. More esteemed company to meet, and Brazil want to meet it. Wide from Snipes and away by AJG, a breakaway chance perhaps, looking to find Zaro, finds Zaro off the backboard, it's Shad, and he steamrollers it through. Argentina lead.
Somebody that they definitely need to show up today in Shad, actually the underperformer of the team yesterday. Typically that second hand to AJG, but comes through here, getting a point on the board. Shad finishes one off. And the rotations starting to look a bit cleaner, starting to win some of those boost battles. They're getting some of the corner stole, getting a couple attacks rather than just one and done. They're getting those follow-up attacks, and it's converting into goals for them here in game 2. Now, not looking like we'll have that OT. Only 30 seconds left to go. It's definitely not out of the question yet, but it does slow down and make it a little bit harder for us to get there.
Yan, all on his own, almost completely takes out the entire defense. He's got a point to prove today, Yan, doesn't he? And Yan, as if on cue, it's 2-2.
It's just not right. You talk about him and he delivers. Couldn't do it on the first one. Whiff there from Shad as he comes flying by, and immediately Jan all over that one. Sinks it in on the tough angle from just outside that left post. Tie game. And, you know, maybe it was a little bit easier for us to get back to that overtime than I thought it was.
It's Jan again. It's not overtime yet. Jan falls down, and AJG does what he needed to do. This is going to hit the floor unless Argentina have something to say about it. Snipes the Hail Mary. Jan backboard. Is anyone there? No, AJG just in time, and this will hit the floor as overtime is achieved. 1-0 Brazil in the series. Argentina, it would help them an awful lot if they were to tie this up, but Brazil just have the je ne sais quoi about them today.
Jan up, looking to get the second off the backboard. Shad's going to be there with the defense, though, and able to break that up. AJG going to be off wide and into that back corner. And the battle here. Astro not the first one to get there. Snipes going to get bumped off and bumped forward, thrown out of the play. That's going to leave a 3-on-2 situation here as they come through the corner. Beats one. Can he get another touch out to the middle? Shad's there. Shot on target. Saved away.
Shad again in field. And so, oh my goodness me, Snipes with a heart-in-mouth moment. Gets away with it, but still Argentina, the hand is around the neck. They're looking to suffocate, but a breath of fresh air, and it comes through Jan once again. Infield, Snipes, he goes high, the pop, it's straight towards the target, but it is wide. It hits the backboard. Again, it's Astro Mick, lovely pop off the top of the box, but Shad able to bring this one out. Look at that read in midair from Snipes, though. Brazil looking cracked.
Shad trying to play it really quick there. He had the time to see that that's clearly where the player was going to be. Pre-jumped it way early, but Shad goes for the flip to get that touch on the ball and puts it right up into him. This time, pops it high. AJG on the follow, up against Jan. That one will fall right back down in front of net. Missed from Snipes, takes him out of the box. A strong Astronomic has to come up and fill the gap. Ends up making the save, but the ball's still loose here. Shadow defense coming down. Zaro there. Can he get it? It's in front of the net. AJG saves it. Shad's there to get in the way of the second. And Brazil, attack after attack, not able to break down this Argentina defense.
Redemption right there for Shad. It was his miss that's led Argentina into this rather unhealthy situation. Still Brazil attack. Backboard. AJG completely misreads. And Snipes, you don't need long-range weaponry to put that one away.
Nope, sometimes that close-range melee attack will do the job. Gets up close and personal on the line. There's a miss and another punish. Brazil doing that time and time again off of these flukes and these whiffs coming out of Argentina.
They're looking good. They are looking very good. 8 shots on target for Argentina, but there's that odd one out. Zaro doing plenty of good in the midfield and defense, but no shots on target. And hesitancy. We've seen it throughout the Intel World Open group stage. Hesitancy to push up and commit fully. Yes, Brazil are so dangerous. You don't want to give them a sniff of blood, but Argentina, your Intel World Open lives are on the line now. You've got to play for broke.
Yeah, Brazil is playing just an all-out attack. They are saying, I am coming for the ball. You better make contact. If you do not make contact with this, I am going to punish, and it will be immediate. So it's really coming off the back of mistakes out of AJG, Shad, and Zaro. They've got to find a way to make contact here. It's simple as that. You have to make contact with the ball.
It's
3 times you've missed the ball. Guess what? Those 3 times you've whiffed it in front of your net, all 3 times it's gone in the net.
It's simples. It really is simples. And how about this for a simple fact for you all? Argentina have to reverse sweep Brazil in order to make it through to the playoff bracket now. Brazil, of course, looking for that 3-0 sweep. And this was one of the most hotly contested matches as to which way it was going to go, certainly between the pundits. Some favoring the full team synergy of Brazil, some favoring Argentina and their individual prowess. But it certainly looks like the tides are with Brazil right now.
Tons of conversations around this one, all the way down to, you know, obviously players moving. They're playing from different regions. You got Argentina playing for Mexico and pings and everything else. It is just a back and forth battle. Brazil doesn't seem to be affected by anything right now. They are just in it to win it. They, for Stacks out there, they want it more right now.
Jan, that's closed down by Shad, but Astro so fast. Winning plenty of 50s are Brazil, and it is definitely bringing this team into motion once again. Shad and AJG had to go back for that 100 boost. He actually does pick up the ball in the end, slows it down, the pop, but Shad, where's the communication? Hold off a little bit and you've got a free shot at net.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you've got two on the near post. He's got them dead to rights. He's going to flick it. He's just got to get them in. He doesn't necessarily know how much power he's going to get into that flick because he has to react quickly with it. You got to give him the space to work with. Trust him to get that ball over. You play that far up on your player like that, you end up putting yourself out of position, and you've wasted a great opportunity.
Snipes. Lovely stepping from Zaro. And Jan happy to slow it down in his own defense. Given away. Zaro again, looking for AJG. Maybe he's got to readjust. That is as good a pass in field as he could have mustered. But again, where's the third? The answer, too far back for Argentina. Brazil now looking to punish. Jan, it's off the backboard. There's Snipes again. AJG gets there first. Dangerous pass back in field though, and Astromik denied by a heroic Shad.
With how quick these attacks have been, and they've been coming from all the way downfield, counterattacks, I can't blame them for having that third man back. But right now, the scoreline 0-0. You've got to find a way to get the lead. That is the best thing that you are going to be able to do for yourself. Typically, you get the first goal, usually that team wins. If you can do that, you can then start playing the clock. You give yourself a lot of extra options that you don't have at the 0-0 line, or if you're playing from behind. You want to get that early goal. Sometimes you got to send the house early to get that.
AJG, no luck through the corner, gets a bump, but there's Astromik. In field, Snipes, again, just having to put it off to the side, and there's Jan to pick it up. AJG gets enough on this, and Jan with a demo on Zaro, one light in the Argentine defense, and it is dangerous, but it is also wide from Snipes. Astromik now, round the corner. That's going to fall nicely for Jan. It's off the backboard, and Shad's there as well, and Jan knew that. He had to try something different, and Argentina survive another day.
Shad looking to try and get another touch on this one down to a teammate, and it will be cut off in the midfield. Double commit from Brazil. Jan will be able to get a nice little pop, buy himself some time for his teammates to get back, and then he'll get another touch here off the backboard. So just buying time as much as he possibly can over AJG. There's the follow-up, down and in. Brazil, 1-0 lead.
And it's a story of this game. How fast can you get back in defense? And then how fast are you going to run all the way back up the other sides of the pitch? And Brazil, for the 3.5 minutes that we have played, have comprehensively been better. Astromik with a rare goal in the group stage, but it's a goal that could see Brazil through to the playoff bracket. Argentina with 1 minute 10. Plus a couple of seconds here or there. Is there going to be a second goal for Brazil, though? It's again blocked by Shad, who's been huge in defense since that mistake. And here's a counter-attack now, surely for AJG. No, it's Zaro. I was so hyped. I was ready for that connection. It's a different one, but Argentina aren't going to care. Tie game.
That is a blistering shot from Zaro. Just dead center, perfectly on the net. Tie game. 1:04 left here in game 3, and a must-win for Argentina. They tie it up in the final moments here and give themselves a shot to try and begin the reverse sweep in a series that has felt very one-sided in the overall, just in terms of pacing and consistency on the field.
Shad. Oh, there's Zaro again. He manages to interfere, and AJG closes down Jan, but the move comes to a stuttering stop. Astromik looking for the pop, gets it over that one again to the backboard, and Zaro completely goes the long way around, and Jan is going to pick that up and say, well, if you're not going to hit the ball, I'm going to hit the ball. 2-1 Brazil.
That approach from Jan coming down, and then that mistaken rotation from Zaro to play too far out off of that near side post and then come down onto the flat ground, not realizing that somebody's coming forward. He could have potentially made the save and challenged that ball. Had he gone ahead and stayed on the back wall and just trailed it towards the net, he could have been there for it. But misplay all the way through results in another goal. Again, those little mistakes on those near side posts, Jan has been all over it. He has punished them time and time again in that regard.
AJG, you've not got much time. He gives it up. Shad, here's the commitment, but Zaro threw himself at the ball when there was no need to. And who saw this coming then? Brazil smash Argentina out of the park, out of